this is Gina. Today I'm going to show you how to make this really pretty little herringbone bracelet. So it's basically just a tubular herringbone with 8 O's and tiny crystals, and we make individual segments and then put them together with jump rings. It's really very easy, and I used a box clasp. You can use whatever clasp you like. I found that putting the box clasp on isn't much easier than putting a lobster claw on. It's kind of wiggly, but it's really pretty. It turned out nice, and I like the little CZ finish to it. And this is what it looks like off the wrist. I have used 2 colors. You can use any color scheming you'd like. You can make it all one color, that's fine. You can make each one a different color, however you want to do it. But this is how I've made mine, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make it. Let's go ahead and look at the material list and get started. Okay, for this project today, we will be using some 3x2 Rondelle crystals, and I have a peridot luster and a pale pink. We will also be using seed beads. I have 15O, 11O, and 8O. My 15O and 8O are both galvanized permanent finish aluminum, and my 15O is galvanized permanent finish starlight. Then I'm going to use a box clasp. You can use any clasp you want. It needs to be small, unless you're trying to get a bigger length on your bracelet, because we are making segments and putting them together, and it is difficult to change the length. So for me, I need a small type of clasp, and I'm using a little box clasp. This is a CZ box clasp. And then we will be putting the segments together with jump rings. So I've got 4 6mm round jump rings. That's the outside diameter, and 4 of my, or actually there's 5 out here, but I'll need 4 4mm round outside diameter jump rings. So then you will need some Fireline, and I'm using 6-pound Fireline. Don't use anything bigger than that. You can use an 8 or 10-pound Nanofil, however, that will work just fine. And I'm using a size 12 beading needle. So let's go ahead and get started on this project. Okay, thread onto your needle about 3 feet of thread, and then pick up 4 8O seed beads onto your needle. Draw them down to the end of your thread. You don't have to leave a long tail, but leave enough to hang on to, and then go up into the first 2 beads on the tail side. Hold on to the tail, hold on to those 2 beads, and pull your thread through. Draw it through until the second set of beads lays on top or next to the first set, just like this. And then we're coming out of the set with the tail. We're going to go into the second set. So we'll call the set with the tail the first set. We're going into the second set. Give a little tug. Make sure you're holding onto your tail and your first set of beads. Then go back up into the first set, just like this. Hold on to them, draw it through, give a little tug, and then go back into the second set. And again, give a little tug. Pick up 2 more 8O seed beads. You're coming out of the bottom of this set, go into the top of the second set. Draw the third set down, and then go back into the third set, just like this. We're going to go ahead and secure the third set again by going into the second set, and then back up into the third set. Then we're going to pick up 2 more 8O seed beads. We're going to go into the opposite end of where our thread is coming out of that third set. Pull the fourth set down, and then go into the fourth set. And then go back into the third set. And then back down into the fourth set. Now, this is what you should have. You're going to fold it directly in half so that set 1 and 2 are on the bottom and 3 and 4 are on the top. Then we're going to go from the set that has the working thread into the set that has the tail thread, just like this. Let me get you a little closer. So just into that bottom set, hold on to it, and pull your thread through. Then you're going to go straight across from the set you're coming out of into the set in front of it, right there. So we're just connecting those two sets together. Now I have both my tail and my working thread on the same side. I'm going to go back up into the set with the tail. Get my tail out of the way here. And this is what you should have, like a little square. Now we're coming out of the set with the tail and our working thread is on this side. We are going to pick up 2 8/0 seed beads. We're going to go from the set with the tail into the set right next to it. Go straight down into it and pull these 2 beads down. Oops. And we're going to through both beads or both sets underneath. So we've gone up, over, and down 3, just like that. Now we're going to turn our piece and we're going to go up the next set. So we're going to go up 2 beads. This is hard to hold on to, sorry guys. Then pick up 2 crystals. So I'm going to start with my green crystals, and I'm just going to go from the bead I'm coming out of down into the bead right next to it. Both sets. So you're going down 2. Then we're going to cross over and we're going to go up 3 on the same side here. Just like this. Now we're going to pick up 2 crystals and we're going to cross over and go down into just 1 crystal now. Instead of going down all 3 of those beads, you're just going to go into 1 crystal and pull it down. Now the crystals don't like to lay nice for you, so you have to situate them. So situate it until they lay on top of each other, just like this. Now we're going to pick up a 15/0 seed bead. We're going to turn and go up into just 1 bead on the side with the 8/0s. So pull that 15/0 down and just kind of situate it between the crystal and the 8/0. Don't pull real tight now because you're just going to make your beads go strange, just enough to where it lays in there nice, and then pick up 2 8/0 seed beads. I'll get you in a little bit closer for a few minutes here. So pick up 2 8/0s, and now you're going to cross over and go into the 8/0 next to the one you're coming out of in just 1 8/0. And pull this down. Situate them so they lay nicely on top of the previous set. Turn to the side of your piece so you can see your crystals and your 8/0s. Pick up a 15/0. We're going to go directly across from where we're coming out, and we're going to go up 2 crystals right here. Pull this down. Situate it to where the 15/0 just sits in there nice, and then we're going to pick up 2 crystals. We're going to go down into 1 crystal, go straight across, go down into the crystal next to the one you're coming out of, and pull these down until they situate nicely. Now make sure you get decent tension on this, and then turn it to the side so that you can see your 8/0s and your crystals. Pick up a 15/0 and go directly across into the 8-0 next to the crystal you're coming out of. Now the crystals and the 8-0s aren't exactly the same size, so you just want to make sure that you're going into the same set that you're coming out of. So you're coming out of the second set of the crystals, you're going to go into the second set, and I'm not counting the bottom two here. You're going to go straight across. Let me untangle my thread here. If I can. Sometimes I just can't. Let me get that there. And pull this up. Now turn it. Pick up 2 8-0s. Cross over and go down into 1 8-0. And pull this down. Turn it to the side, pick up a 15-0, go directly across and up through 2 crystals. Just like that. So you go down 1, up 2 as you do this. And just now that we've got it a little bit bigger, we can kind of pull on it, get a little tension, and this is what we have so far. Now we're going to pick up another set of crystals, and we're going to cross over and go down 1 crystal. Straighten them out so that they lay nicely on top of the previous set. And then pick up a 15-0. Cross over, go into, directly across into the set of 8-0s. Up 1 bead here. Hold on to it, give it a tug, and just get that 15-0 to lay nice between the crystals and the 8-0s. Then pick up a set of 8-0s and go down into the 8-0 next to the one you're coming out of. Pull them down, give a little tug, lay them out nice and neat. Turn to the side, pick up a 15-0, and we're going to cross over and go up 2 crystals, just like that. I'm going to hold on to it. If you hold on and kind of squeeze your crystals and your 8-0s together, you can pull that 15-0 down and it won't slide down inside the beads. You want it to lay on the outside. Then we're going to pick up another set of crystals. Cross over, go down 1 crystal. Now, if you need a shorter bracelet, you can make shorter units of the tubular herringbone. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I'm going to make 6 with the crystals, and then we're going to go into the 8-0s again. So we're coming out of the crystal, we're going to cross straight over and go up 1 8-0. Put it together, kind of squeeze it and tug on it just a little bit, and then pick up a set of 8-0s. Go down into the 8-0 next to the one you're coming out of. Pick up a 15-0 seed bead, cross over and go up 2 crystals. Just do this slowly and gently. No rush. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of crystal. So we're going to put on our last set of crystal. Pick up 2 crystals. Cross over, go down 1 crystal. Here. Turn it to the side, pull it down, arrange it. Now we're on the side here, we pick up a 15-0, we cross straight over and go up 1 8-0 seed bead. Now we're going to pick up 2 8-0s, go down 1 8-0 next to where we're coming out, turn it to the side, pull it down, arrange it, pick up a 15-0, and then go up 2 crystals. Pull that 15-0 down, squeeze your crystals in your 8-0s as you do that. And now we're going to pick up a set of 8-0s. So we're on the crystal side, but we're going to use 2 8-0 seed beads, and we're going to go down through 1 crystal. Pull it down, pick up a 15-0 seed bead, cross over 1 8-0, so you're just going up 1, then you're going to pick up 2 8-0s, go down 1 8-0 on this side, turn it to the side, pick up a 15-0, go up 2 crystals, or go up 1 crystal and the 8-0 on top of that crystal, actually, and pull this down. Now we're going to pick up another set of 8-0s, go into 1 8-0, and here we're not going to pick up any 15-0s. We're just going to cross straight over and go up to 1 bead in the set of 8-0s on the back here, or on the other side, however you want to look at that. Pull, pick up another set of 8-0s, go down 1 on this side, come here, needle. Now we're going to cross over and go up 2 8-0s. Now we want to secure this, so what we're going to do is we're going to stay in the set that we're in on this side and go over 1 bead right there. Go down through that 1 bead, cross over and go up through the 1 bead next to it. Now you're going to go down into the 2 beads on this side. Just cross over and go down into these 2 beads, come up into the set next to the one you're coming out of, then go down into 1 bead, and then cross over and go up into 1 bead. That secures our end. Now we're going to secure further and tighten the back of and move our thread to the other side by crossing over and going down into all of these 8-0 seed beads here. So I've just passed my needle through I crossed over and passed my needle through all of the 8-0s. I'm going to cut this tail down. And then I'm going to cross over and go through all the 8-0s on this side. This is just going to draw our unit together. Pull. If it curves a little bit, that's okay. That's kind of what we want. And now we're going to make a little top here. So we're going to pick up an 11-0, an 8-0, and an 11-0 onto our needle. We're going to go down through 2 8-0s here. So you're going straight across into the bead next to it, just like you have been doing, and just go down 2 beads. Then cross over and come up 2 beads. So we're on the side here, we're coming up 2 8-0s. Pull that tight, pick up an 11-0, an 8-0, and an 11-0. cross over into the unit next to the one you're coming out of and go down 2 8/0s. So you have something that looks like this. And excuse me, I did that wrong. I'm very sorry. Let's back this up. We're going to not pick up an 8/0. I'm very sorry. So we're going to pick up 1 11/0. I'm going to get you in close so you can see this. So when you come out this side, you pick up 1 11/0, and then you go into the 8/0 that you put on the other side. I'm so sorry about that. And then we're going to go down into, we're going to pick up 1 11/0, and we're going to go down into these 2 beads here. So you have 1 8/0 on the top. I don't know what I was thinking there. You know, sometimes the brain takes a vacation. So we're coming out of these 2 beads here. We're going to cross over. We're going to come up the 2 8/0s and the 11/0. And then we're going to cross over straight into the 11/0 and the 2 8/0s here. So we're just ignoring this 8/0 seed bead that's up on the top, and we're crossing over and we're coming down 3 beads on this side. That will draw those 11/0s together. Then you're going to turn your piece, and I came through 3, so let me back out of this one. You're going to turn your piece and you're going to go straight across into the 2 8/0s here, and then up through the 11/0. Cross straight over and go down into the 11/0 and the 2 8/0s right next to the side you're coming out of, just like that, and pull that together. That draws the little 11/0s together nicely, like that. Now we're going to cross over. We're going to go back up through the 8/0 one more time just to make sure he's nice and secure. And then we're going to go down through this 11/0 on this side, and all of the 8/0s to get down to the other side of our piece and pull. Now, I'm going to do this side right so I won't confuse you guys. We're going to pick up an 11/0, an 8/0, and an 11/0. And we're coming out of this set here. We're going to cross over into this set, and we're going to go down into 2 8/0s. Then we're going to cross over and go into the 2 8/0s on the other side. Pull this up. I have a 15/0 there. Let me fix that. There we go. And then we're going to pick up an 11/0. And we're going to pick up, or we're not going to pick up an 8/0. We're just going to pick up an 11/0. Almost did it again, guys. And we're going to go directly into this 8/0 here. And then we're going to pick up another 11/0, and we're going to come down into the 2 8/0s next to the ones we started in, just like that. Then we're going to cross over. We're going to go up into all 3 beads on this side. Cross over, go directly down into all 3 in the column next to the one you're in. And then draw the thread through and kind of draw those 11/0s together. Then we're going to go back over, and I have an extra 15/0 on this side, but that's all right. I'm going to go up into all 3 beads on this side, the 8/0s and the 11/0. Come here, little 11/0 dude. And I'm just going to pull my thread up, cross over, go into this side, and just 2 8/0s here. Come on, you little turkey. There we go. And pull that tight. Now, this is what you should have. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go back into my beads and sew all the way down. Let's see if I can come up through this 11-0. I might not be able to. There we go, right there. Now between this 11-0 and 8-0, I'm going to go underneath and between the 11-0 and 8-0, make a loop and tie a knot. And then I'm going to go across and go back into the 11-0 next to it, all the way back through. On this side, I'm going to come back up through this 8-0 again just to secure it. And then I'm going to come through the 11-0 and 8-0, and here I'm going to tie a knot going through the 8-0s, so just right between them, if I can, just like this. So I'm between these two 8-0s, I can bring my thread into a loop and tie a knot. If you find a better place, that's fine too. Just make sure you tie it. And then I'm going to go back into these 8-0s, go through all of them, and I'm just exiting this top 8-0 here. And I am going to cut my thread off. So I'm going to use my thread burner. There we go. And that is a unit right there. Now, you're going to do this, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're going to do this 4 more times, and you're going to alternate your colors if you would like. You can do this all in one color, but I'll make my next unit in pink. So you'll need to have 2 of one color and 3 of the other color if you're doing 2 colors. If you're doing 1, then don't worry about it. Or you can do all of them in different colors, but you need 5 units. Now this is going to end up to be about a 7.5-inch bracelet. It could even border on 8 inches depending on your clasping. So if you want a smaller bracelet, you can either use smaller jump rings in between, or you can make your little segments smaller. So instead of going for 6 crystals and then stopping and doing your end, you could go for 4 sets of crystals and stop and do your end and make your units a little smaller. You can modify them any way you would like. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm catching a little cold. So anyway, we're going to make 5 of these units, and then once we have done that, we will come back and we will connect them together. Okay, so here are all of my units. I've made 3 in green and 2 in pink, and I've just laid them out like this. Now, like I said, you can do any arrangement you want. You can do it all in one color. You can make each and every one of these units a different color. That would be pretty too, however you want to do it. And then we're going to use our 6mm jump rings and find the opening here. And mine are about a 22 gauge, I believe, is what it feels like. You don't want them to be really thin, but if they're really thick, they won't go through your 8-0s either. So you want to find a jump ring that will fit nicely through your 8-0s. And we're just going to start connecting them by opening a jump ring, and then I'm going to put it through the 8-0 on one of the units, and then I'm going to grab another unit and put it on the other side, and then I'm going to close the jump ring. Nice and tightly, just twisting it back the opposite direction, and then I will just continue opening my jump rings. And this one I'm going to flush cut a little bit because it's cut funny, so I'm just going to flush cut the end here, and I'm going to drop both of my units on. And close it together, just like that. So we're just going to continue putting our units together with jump rings, and then we'll be back. Okay, so I have attached all of my units together with my jump rings, and now I have slid a 4mm jump ring into the last 8/0 here. And because this box clasp has a jump ring on it already, I'm only going to use one. But with any other clasping you use, you're going to have to use 2 jump rings. So you'll put one in, close it, and then put another one on with your clasp. This one has a jump ring on it, so I am just going to use that jump ring. Just put it onto the one I put through my bead here and close it. That jump ring really stinks. Let's see if I can get it to work better. Okay, well, I'll have to come back and fix that a little bit, but just put your jump ring on and put your clasping on. With 2 jump rings, your clasp should lay the correct direction. And then we're just going to bring it around, and we're going to have to put 2 jump rings on this side. So let me get a couple more of my little jump rings out. I thought I had some out, but evidently I did not. So let me grab 2 more of the small ones here, and I'm going to open them and put them on. So I'm going to open this one pretty wide because it's a smaller jump ring. I'm going to put it into the 8/0 seed bead. And that's why you don't want to sew through those 8/0s a whole bunch, because you want to make sure that your jump ring is going to slide in there nice. And then we're going to grab another one, open it up, and we're going to put it on this jump ring and then put the clasping on and then close the jump ring. Oh, I lost him. Okay, let me do that again. That didn't work out well. Right there. Get a hold of him. And just close him. Okay. Make sure all of it's not twisted or weird or anything like that. And this is what my bracelet looks like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this on, see if I can get it on halfway quickly. And then once I show you this, we can measure it and see exactly how long it is. And again, like I said, you'll have to adjust the length of your units to make a difference in size, or you can use smaller jump rings in between. That would help shorten. If you want to lengthen it, of course you can make another unit, which is going to make it quite a bit longer, or you can use a bigger clasping. That will also help. All right, I'm going to be right back. Okay, so this is what it looks like on. Here's the clasping. This is really, really pretty. I really like it. It could be just a tiny bit tighter for my taste. It moves well, it works well, but it could be a little bit shorter. However, I like it. It worked out well. It will wear well. And I'm going to measure this and see exactly what we got here. So from tip to tip, it is a 7.5-inch bracelet. So sometimes that can be a little big. So an average size, I like 7.25, just to give me a little bit. 7.5 gets a little bit loose, but it's not terrible. However, that's what you'll end up with if you use exactly what I've used. Now you can use smaller jump rings in between. A 4mm jump ring will work. So you can draw it in a little closer with a 4mm jump ring. You can use a different type of clasping. You can make your units shorter to shorten it, and to lengthen it you can use bigger jump rings in between. You can add more jump rings on the end, and you can use a bigger clasp. That's how you will adjust your length on this one, and I think it turned out really pretty. So anyway, that's how you make that, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope it didn't confuse you or anything like that. And I also wanted to say thank you all for subscribing and following. It's been wonderful, and we just got on this channel, we just got 100,000 subscribers. We've hit that, and that's a wonderful thing. We'll do something to celebrate, but I just noticed it last night. So thank you all, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.